Hello. Okay. Okay. I officially started recording this, which I am not 100% sure that I know exactly what that means or what I'll do with it when it's over. But we are now recording the first Liberty Middle School PTA meeting of 2020-2021. I am Kelly Egner. I am the PTA president. I am so grateful for everybody's attendance tonight. We have a important agenda to get through tonight, allow us to start doing some serious business, and taking in money and spending money going forward is kind of our biggest feat and task to accomplish tonight. We'll also go over just some broad goals that the PTA has for the year and open up the floor for any parents, teachers, staff that have feedback that they'd like to share with us for us to look into going forward. In the chat, you should see a link to a Google form, which we are using for attendance tonight. There just popped up from Michelle, our secretary. So if everybody could click there, should take you right to a Google form, and we'll take attendance that way. And we do have some voting going on tonight, so that'll be helpful. So I'm going to start with an introduction of our board members. As I said, my name is Kelly. I am your PTA president for this year. I have a 7th grader, Ethan. So I'm new to Liberty. I went and did a little clean out of the PTA closet. It was basically the second time I'd ever set foot in the school. So there are a lot of things I don't know about yet, but I have led a couple of PTAs and other volunteer groups, so I feel pretty confident moving forward. And I have 2 more kids after this that'll be coming through Liberty, so I'm just starting 5 years of middle school life. So yay! First person I'm going to introduce is our treasurer, Janine Parrott.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So I'm the PTA president. I'm treasurer. Sorry, I am not the president. Oh my goodness. And I have a 8th grader at Liberty Middle, and her name is Kennedy, and she's doing well. She would like to go back to school in the building, which I know everyone would like to, but she's adjusting well, doing it virtually. And there's my little rodent dog. My past PTA experience has been, we fed into Liberty from London Town Elementary School. And I was PTA president for 2 years there, and the 6th grade party chair. Last year, I was just a PTA member for Liberty. And so when I know we needed some help, I said, I'm willing to do anything but secretary. So that's why I'm treasurer. So excited to serve, and excited to see what we're gonna do this year. So I will hand it off to Michelle.
I'm the lucky secretary, right, Janine? Welcome, everyone. I'm Michelle Kamiyama. I am excited to be here. This is my first year at Liberty Middle School. I previously taught 6th grade at Daniels Run Elementary School. I was informed that they needed some help on the PTA board. So Mr. E reached out to me and I agreed. So I teach Algebra 1 and Math 7. So I look forward to working with you all this year. I will go ahead and hand it off to Deshawn, one of our wonderful vice presidents.
Good evening, everyone. I am Deshawn Robinson Chu, mother to Madison Chu, better known as Maddie, and she's in 8th grade. We are doing as well as can be expected. Currently, I have my door closed as much as I can, but you may still hear a little piano in the background because Maddie has piano lesson tonight. So I've gotten as far away from the piano as I possibly can. I am happy to serve this year. This is our 3rd year in Fairfax County. We moved here from Stafford County, and it has been a very pleasant adjustment. I am going to hand it off. Oh, and I'm happy to serve as one of the vice presidents, and I want to hand it off to the other vice president, Kelly.
Hello, everyone. I have a 8th grade daughter. She's my eldest, and she. Oh, someone else talking. I thought I heard someone pipe in. So this is our 2nd year at Liberty. We have lived in the area. We're from Union Mill. I've got 2 other kids, a 3rd grader and a 5th grader at Union Mill. So I eventually will be like Kelly, having 2 more rounds, 4 years in a row at Liberty. I'll have a 1-year break, and then I'll get 4 years in a row at Liberty. So we've been really amazing, happy here so far. Last year was amazing for Peyton, and it's been an amazing start to, I believe, to this year. The teachers have been amazing. I just wish my daughter was a little more self-motivated, but so. And I have 20 years in headhunting recruiting. So connected with Kelly when I saw her during the call to action right before school started. And long story short, we actually knew each other when we were like 9 years old, which is so crazy. And we realized that after the fact, after I decided to say, hey, I can help you out. How can I help you? So I'm happy to work on membership. I definitely know how to network and find people. And that's been my world for 20 years. And I've actually just left that career to go to grad school. So I'm in grad school for master's degree in education, master's degree in education with in counseling and development. So the track counseling in high school. So that's me, and I'm happy to be here and help. And back to Kelly, our president.
And actually, I am gonna, with that, we're going to get to the business that we need to get done tonight. And Janine is going to present the financial review from the previous school year. That needs to be presented and approved tonight. And then we'll also present and approve our budget going forward. And I will let her explain those things. And once we turn in these documents, then we will be reapproved as a 501c3 and have permission to start spending money. So, all you, Janine.
Yay. So I would like to share, but I think, Deshawn, you have to give me sharing permissions. But if not, so while we're kind of figuring that out, because I forgot to ask, I forgot to check that before.
I can do that.
So we did do a financial review. I'm sorry?
You can share.
You cannot start screen sharing while the other participant is sharing.
Oh,
so I guess
screen. Sorry, I forgot about that. Hold up. That's what I
Bear with us, guys. We're new to all this meeting sharing fun. Well, some of us are, not all of us. I'm new, but.
Oh goodness. My screen is locked.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll show you the piece of paper, although you can't see it, but this is what I'm going to show you. Okay. So when I'm able to share the screen, I can show you. So we conducted our financial review on October the 13th. We met at Panera, and there were 3 of us. It was myself, Kelly, and Deshawn. We looked over the finances from last school year, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yes, from last school year, 2019 to 2020. And the conclusion is that we found that the financial records of the PTA were incomplete. They were missing like a lot of documents. And I'll kind of summarize, I'll read you the summary because it doesn't make sense to me to explain all the things that they were missing. But part of it had to do with the fact that It's my understanding that they were kind of picking up, I guess, the ball from prior years where the PTA might have been falling apart or had gone away. So it wasn't like there was a clear handoff of the financials. So they kind of had to kind of pull things together. So as a result, the books were kind of incomplete, and they were just kind of trying to pull what they could together. So it was just really fair. So it basically, it kind of isn't completely their fault that it's incomplete, but the reality is that it's incomplete. That's just what it is. So I'll read what I wrote as far as my recommendations and comments. So I wrote, near the beginning of the 2020 calendar year, the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic started. As a result, the county superintendent ended in-person introduction and meetings at the school. This sudden and unexpected disruption impacted the plans budgeted for the year and PTA board members' ability to hold well-attended meetings in person or virtually. Although the 2019-2020 LMS PTA worked hard to reinstate the PTA at Liberty Middle School, the president and treasurer failed to follow proper procedures in the following areas: membership record recording, expense payments, cash deposits, statement reconciliation. It is recommended the incoming PTA review and follow the procedures for expensing payments by ensuring all payments have supporting documentation for the request, and all checks contain 2 bank-approved signatures. So basically, a lot of the checks that were issued only had 1 signature. Although the bank only requires 1 signature, it is in our bylaws that all checks have 2 signatures on them. Let's see. It is recommended the incoming PTA have 2 persons count all cash and check deposits and the check details listed on all deposit slips. So again, in this situation, when you're depositing money into the, when you're making a deposit, all of the deposit sheets that you're filling out should have 2 signatures, not including the treasurer. So it is a bit cumbersome. I've done it before. It's a pain in the butt, but that really kind of ensures that 2 separate people have counted, and then the treasurer goes and makes the deposit. So we're recommending that we follow procedures that are already in place. It is recommended the PTA treasurer use bookkeeping software such as QuickBooks, or establish and maintain a check register to manage the monthly transactions. So here, what was handed off was just like a spreadsheet that was kind of a tally of the transactions. And it was just kind of really challenging to understand what was reconciled and what wasn't. And it just wasn't a clean handoff. So it just really made it challenging to know kind of where we were with our books. It is recommended the membership chair and treasurer work together to ensure membership count and amount paid is consistent, accurate, and reported at each PTA meeting. Again, this is just a standard practice that should be done. And so we're just asking that that be done. It wasn't exactly clear exactly how many members we had last year. And the documentation that was shown didn't clearly state, like, I guess, what membership was paid and what wasn't. It was just a bit confusing. And then lastly, so I can kind of share what I'm talking about. Let me pull it up really quick. So this was the first page of what I read that stated, these are our signatures just for formality. So this is the first page of the audit. And basically we're going through, and we went through like a checklist. So the past treasurer completed this portion, and then the 3 of us took turns to complete this portion. So I won't spend a whole lot of time. If anyone would like to see it, I have no problems emailing it to you if you look at it. But
And if anybody has a question, I mean, this is really tedious, but if you do have a question, you can pop it into the chat. Otherwise, Janine, you can just keep doing your thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to get to the page that I was kind of reading. So this is what I'm technically reading on my side. Okay, so here I'm on this last portion. It is recommended the treasurer or treasurer assistant. Ding, ding, ding. So if anyone wants to help, we would love an assistant. Just a little plug. Anyway, it is recommended the treasurer or treasurer assistant reconcile the account register with bank statements monthly to identify and resolve discrepancies quickly and early. So again, because I wasn't handed a check register and literally just like a spreadsheet with the list of transactions, it wasn't clear what was reconciled and what wasn't. And then as a result, when it was time to complete the last page of the audit form, I ended up with a difference of about $270. And could I have found it? Sure. But we're busy and we're volunteers. So we spent several hours already on it, and I can be a bit nitpicky, and I literally had to stop myself from trying to find that $270. Okay, so I'm not concerned that it was that there's any foul actions or anything. I just think that there's because the old treasurer wasn't present during the audit to kind of explain, oh, this is that and this is where this is. It was just too hard for me to try to figure it out. So I just said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to write this and we're going to keep it moving. Okay, so so I'm basically starting off this year's books based on what the bank says and not based on the spreadsheet that was provided. So that's kind of where I'm at here. So that's our financial review. Do we want to do a motion, or I'm never good about these Robert's rules, but
I think I can just call, as the president, I can just call a vote to approve the financial review of the 2019-2020 school year books. Deshawn, do we still have a poll in place that we can share?
Yeah, if there are there any questions or comments or anything?
Can you see the poll?
I can.
We can. Is it possible to only vote on one thing and not the other? Or like, should we wait and do this?
Everybody not to vote on both until we present the budget.
Sorry.
I'm new to using polls, so I don't know.
They're listed as one poll, so
Yeah.
it would be preferable if we voted on. They can't be separated at this point.
Okay, so then don't vote now. Huh.
So
Because we haven't presented. The.
I can end it, and we launch it later.
Oh.
Okay. So, all right. So if we have no questions or concerns, then I think I can move on to something else.
Okay.
Okay. So what's next?
Budget.
Yay. Okay. Still me. All right. So for our budget. So of course this year is an interesting year. We're starting off in a way that's very untraditional. And so I know Kelly and I, usually when you put a budget together, it's based on the prior year or even the prior couple years. So I kind of put a draft together. I found a couple of budgets from prior years and the budget from last year. and kind of put together a skeleton. And then even added a couple of budget items from those prior years, whatever things made sense. So some things, for example, like it had like a candygram for Halloween. Well, we're not in school, so it doesn't make sense to have a candygram as a budgeted item because we're not there. Okay. So, but it's still technically on the budget because ideally, like my intent as the treasurer is to help next year's treasurer have something to get going. So I'd like to make it so that want to make the handoff super easy, make it so that whoever takes on treasurer next year will say, oh, yay, this was the best role I could have ever taken. I mean, I don't know. That would be awesome. But the whole point is that I want to make sure that the handoff is easy. And I think it's easy to hand off a budget and you just kind of adjust it. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to just share. Our skeleton budget. And so basically our intent is to really just have everyone look over it, ideally approve it, and we will still, I guess, eventually open the floor to say, hey, if you have any ideas about what it is some ideas, I'll make it a little bigger. If you have any ideas for fundraising or some activities that we can do, that'll help kind of fill out the budget, because it's kind of hard to determine what you're going to spend if you don't know what you're going to do, right? So once we know what we're going to do, then we can kind of figure out how much money do we need to do it, and do we already have it, or do we need to raise money for it? So that's kind of the process, the thought process I was taking. So we started off with our memberships. Again, I don't know exactly how many members we've had in the past. So I just picked a number. I just said, okay, based on 50 staff and 100 community members, this is maybe what we would take in as a budget there. Spiritware sales, I know Kelly is going to talk about that. But I don't exactly know how much we made, which was fine. Not sure if we're going to do something in the spring. I think it probably would be fun if we did, when we go back to school, if we get back to go back to school, yay. We have some passive fundraisers. I know in the past, I know Box Tops is a little different this year or lately, like you don't cut it, you just kind of make take a picture of your receipt or whatever. So I'm not sure if we're actively doing that. I'm not sure if we're actively receiving donations from Giant, or if we've set up anything with Amazon Smile. So I think those are definitely opportunities for people to give to Liberty in a passive way. We just would need to kind of confirm those relationships and get the word out. Restaurant nights, that's a little tricky. I threw out an idea with Kelly. We can maybe talk about that later, but right now we don't have any planned fundraisers there. So right now I just put in here 700 for Valentine's. Since right now, tentatively, we have no idea, but we're thinking that we may go back to school, end of January. That means we would be in school for Valentine's Day. Yay! And from past years, the budget and the income from Valentine's Day Candygram have been about $700. So that's where that comes from. Again, 8th grade celebration. We don't know what that's going to look like, but for past years, it's been about $3,500. There's been some type of competitions and activities. I don't know what they are, so that's why I kind of put a question mark. We've done no fuss fundraisers in the past. Not sure if that makes sense for us to do this year, so I just kind of put, if people just want to make a donation, maybe we'll get $200. Great. And then this was interesting. Kelly, when she went and looked through the cabinet, this closet, she found money. Whoa, can I find money in my closet? I'm just saying. But anyway, she found money at the school closet. And some of that money that she found were checks that were not cashed from 2 years ago. So us being, our PTA people, I sent an email to those individuals to make sure it's okay if we deposit their check. And most of them said, yes, absolutely. So I'm super, super excited that they, decided to continue to pay their membership dues from 2 years ago. So anyway, so that's where that money came from. You can't really budget it, but we have it. And then some of these are also items that were just on past year's budgets that I'm not exactly sure they still exist or what it will be. Like this website renewal hasn't been paid. I don't know what that is. Same thing as domain. A couple of things that are new, which kind of makes sense for where we're at, is the Zoom account. So we're gonna, to me, it makes sense to create a Zoom account for Liberty Middle School so we don't have to use Kelly's, although she's graciously volunteering hers, but she shouldn't have to do that. And then we'd like to get QuickBooks. Usually there is like a fee when you're a non-for-profit, but it isn't much for QuickBooks. So I'm guessing it's about $50. We'd like to do some things for the staff. We don't know what, but we know we want to do something. So we're thinking at a minimum, we're going to say, welcome back to school, everybody, when everyone comes back. And so maybe we'll need $1,000. I don't know. It's just a number we're throwing out there. This has been something that's been on the books for a number of years, the Citizenships Award. I don't know what it is, but it sounds good. And there's a number of these items that I'm not sure what they are. So Mr. E or anyone else on the staff would have to kind of fill us in with what some of these things are. So, yeah. And let's see. So basically what we're at is looking like if we bring in 74.45 and we spend, I didn't put in a difference, I'm sorry, 6,000, then I'm supposed to put in the math. But basically, the way we have it written out, we would not be overspent, we'll say it that way. So currently we have 49 staff PTA members and 65 parent PTA members. Where we're at, our last bank statement had our balance was $9,921.49. And according to our new check register that I'm keeping, I'm at $10,376.46. So that's what I got. Anybody have any questions or comments, concerns?
You can also add in what we brought in through the Spiritware fundraiser. Kelly popped that into the chat for $1,150. So we have that income confirmed as well.
Okay. You said 1,000.
150. Really just, I guess, for presentation purposes.
Okay. And then, you know what? You told me, and I still forgot. There was like a library request, and I completely forgot to add that. But.
So I don't know what heading that would fall under, but Michelle just also pointed out that like you had intended to bring in more than we planned to spend, right, Michelle? This is 1,352 plus. So maybe we can set aside at least $1,000 for the library. Their request was to assist them. The entire project will cost a couple $1,000. I like how we do this. I should also say that when Janine and I were kind of going over this, the budget can be adapted at any time. So we just have to have something approved to submit to Virginia PTA so we can start spending our money. We can always have budget adjustments where we present something and we vote on it and then we can do it. So nothing here is permanent in that aspect, but always allows us. The library project, Larry, was to do this school read. I can't remember how she phrased it, but to do like where all the students read a book together at the same time kind of project. Does that answer that? She sent me some details about it, and you have to like buy the rights. Oh, Casey is here. Sure, Casey, hop on and share with us.
Okay, I apologize if my toddler starts like screaming, crying behind me. So the library event is actually a whole school event. Matt Morante, our reading specialist, and Leah Gilbert, one of the librarians, and myself, and several of the admin at the school are trying to arrange for a whole school read. So we would be all reading, using our Unity time to be reading a book. And the purpose behind this is to kind of do it as a unifying event, like a shared experience while we're currently all separated. So we are looking to be doing this in the month of January sometime. And we asked the PTA for their help to help fund. Adam is, Mr. E is supporting the ebook licenses for that, but we were wondering the $1,000 would be for audiobook licenses to help support some of our classes with it. I hope I answered your question, Mr. Mills.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. The mute button is in many different places. But thank you for that. So yeah, so we'll, well, I guess my question is $1,000 a good amount of money to help you complete this project?
I think it is. I think it's a great addition.
Kelly, you're supposed to let them know the total cost so that they can figure out relative to that if it's a good amount or not.
So funny thing, Mr. E just called me Kelly.
Casey.
I go by Casey, and the reason I go by Casey.
Everyone here is named Kelly, so.
Exactly. That is why ever since I've been a little girl, I go by Casey. I literally looked up on the screen and I said, "Who is Kelly Hoffman?" That's me.
Wait, I saw your membership thing come through and had to go back and triple check why there were like two, but like your emails were different, but kind of the same, and your names were, I mean, it was confusing.
It was confusing. I actually, Kelly Hoffman, the other Kelly Hoffman, when you turned off your camera, I took a picture of the Zoom screen to like explain to everyone like, no, he did not. Yeah, that's how I go by Casey. We use my initials. And then like in middle school, we spelled it out phonetically, which is how I got that crazy spelling. So I took a picture of it and I was like, and this is why I go by Casey. There's like 3 Kellys and literally a Kelly Hoffman. But I go by Casey Blaylock. So,
all right. So the overall project.
Yeah. It is, so we're looking at $3,800 for like books for, well, ebooks for every student in the entire school and the staff who teach Unity time. And then for the audiobook licenses, we're looking around $2,000 for the audiobook licenses.
So
overall,
but it also serves every student.
Right. It's around like $5,500.
Right. Okay. All right. Any other budget questions?
And Adam, if Mr. E, if you want to push them on giving more money, then I'm going to let you do that.
My dad told me asking is free. So, but I'm just pleased we're here. So I don't want to scare them away asking for more money.
I don't either.
School can handle the costs, but we appreciate the support and the partnership.
Well, I mean, like I said, nothing's set in stone, and like I think that a lot of PTAs are feeling like it's a hard time to ask parents for more money. And so we want the majority of our events to be community driven in some ways. So I just don't, I mean, it's hard for me having not been at the middle school yet and not seen how it works, how any of it works. But also to, just do the best we can in the situation that we're in.
Mhm.
So, any other questions? Chat. Oh, and if you've joined the meeting after we started, Michelle's just posted the attendance form. It's just a quick sign-in so we know who was here, and then also a link to the agenda is in the chat. And then somebody has graciously shared Robert's rules with me so I can do this correctly. So I think I need a motion from the floor in a second to call a vote to approve. I'm going to start with the financial review, which was the first document we went over.
I make a motion that we combine the review and the current budget as a singular voting topic.
Awesome. I'm down with that too. Is there a second to that?
I'll second it.
Then I call a vote for the financial review approval from the last school year and the budget.
Now I'm going to relaunch the poll.
And yes, Deshawn will post the poll.
So when I relaunch it, it will start from scratch. So if you voted previously, please vote again.
Oh, I see mine. Guys, seriously, I'm gonna go to bed so happy tonight. I cannot believe this many people came. I'm really excited. All right. Let's see, Kelly, are you still there? You have just a few minutes before you have to pop into class.
I'm here. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
You want to do a little VP membership?
Sure, absolutely. So the Spirit Wear, I'm incredibly impressed with Custom Ink. We literally did it in, I think, less than a week turnaround. We got everything done, and they were incredibly easy to work with. I was very impressed. We do have an 8th grade student, Julian Trust. His mother works there, so that certainly helped. And she was the first person I went to. And when Kelly E asked if this is something that we should do, I said, yes, I know who to go to. Let's get this done. So I was very happy. And I don't know if anyone ordered them. They're incredibly soft and cozy. And I already washed them. So we sold 103. And like I said, fundraiser brought in $1,150. So $1,150. So I hope that can definitely go towards some great stuff for the teachers and maybe towards the 8th grade celebration or whatever we decide. So one thing I've been talking about with Kelly is Kelly E is membership. So what is going to draw people here? It's always something. So we've been talking about different meetings that we could advertise and would hopefully spark people's interest to come. Especially, I do think Zoom might be the wave of the future, even without COVID, because it's just so much easier to just do this from home when we can easily push stop record and go make dinner and get our kids to carpool. So, being in person is always amazing too, but maybe some meetings can always be in Zoom. So there is going to be a survey questionnaire that we put together with your thoughts here. And then we're going to hopefully send it out to all of the school as well through one of Mr. E's fabulous emails, just saying, hey, this is what we're thinking of doing. We'd like a question. We want to hear from you about what you want this year. So that is one thing I am using to help draw in more people, because I know that was something I would like. I was just trying to think of okay, what would make me, if I saw something that said the counselors are available for a Q&A to talk about rising 9th grade information. I would sign up and be there. So we're going to try a questionnaire on that. And Paige Whitty has graciously stood up. She's our communications chair. She's helping with all the other stuff that I am no bueno with. I'm never on Facebook. So she's really helping us with some PR marketing stuff to get us out there for membership. So thank you, Paige. I think you're on this call, so appreciate you. And that's about all I have, unless anyone has questions.
So if you're not already following us on Facebook, that would be super helpful. And if you ever see one of our posts, if you could like it, because I guess there's this thing with algorithms and whatnot, even comment like, can't wait, even if you can wait, but that'll help our page get more views and whatnot. So any help there would be great. And what do I have next? I think really we've kind of covered everything that was on my list of things to cover tonight. We've talked about where the PTA has been the last 2 years. I think we've talked a little bit about what our goals are. As a board, we want to be able to transition a complete package of how-tos and whatnot. Each position's working to like clean up their spot as much as possible. And then we're continuing to work with the administration at Liberty, to continue to provide financial support where we can, but also community outreach type things. We did a little something. Students started at Liberty yesterday and today, which actually, Mr. E, do you have anything you want to say about how that went? Yeah, okay, your turn.
Oh, I'm happy to talk. It's so good to see everybody. I know that tonight's meeting was like focused on procedural PTA stuff, and it's so exciting to me to see it functioning well. I'm very excited. Thank you, and thank you to this board, first of all, and to Kelly for pulling everybody together. We had our students with limited and interrupted formal education, a 5-letter acronym called SLIFE. Our SLIFE students, they're students with a second language who may or may not have continually gone to school in their home country. Awesome kids. We invited 12, and on day 1 we had 3 show. And so bus came and we had about 20 staff there to excitedly greet them. And Rory the lion all dressed up, my dog Sunny, everybody was there. It was a big shebang for those 3 lovely kids who got off the bus. We had a great time with them. And then Tuesday through Friday, we have 4 special education students, the lights of my life. And 2 of them came today. So we're, it's hard to get the wheels of the machine moving and get everybody kicked back into gear that, is in these small groups. So attendance is one of our biggest goals this school year, both virtually and in person. And moment of principal's privilege. The only other group that Liberty is phasing in is group 5. We have some more ESOL students and special education students starting then, a wider net. And then group 8 is everyone. And you may have seen some communication already about a town hall on Thursday night. I'll have a brief presentation, I hope brief, as complicated as some of this is to decode, and take questions on Thursday night. That's at 6:30 to 7:30. And we also have, well, I'm hoping more like 6:30 to 7:15. We have a 7:30 equity forum on topics of access and opportunity, race, discipline, you name it. It's a very thorough process, and Mr. Case is facilitating that, our chorus teacher, and he needs an RSVP from anyone that wants to participate, and we'll send you an invite so that you can show up there. It's really important to us this school year to get 2-way feedback. And I would really love to get a strong handful to scores of people to participate in that meeting if we can. I know I'm double booking us that night and y'all are busy, but so she goes with all that's happening in the world these days. So yeah, just very thankful for you all, and appreciate Kelly's support with really making our first couple kids that came through the door feel welcome. And it felt great to have kids back in the building.
Awesome. That's great. And then if anybody's looking for the email that Mr. E was just talking about the Equity Forum, it came out yesterday. The title of it is Save the Date Equity Forum for Families. So if you're looking for that, that's where the link for the RSVP is. In Ethan's room, but I'm kind of still on a meeting. Thanks. It got a little loud, sorry. Okay, so Deshaun also has the results of our vote. If you'd like to share those, please, Deshaun. Yay, thanks everyone. Let's get to spending this money. All right.
So it's not all there yet, so don't start spending what's not there. Okay.
Okay, well that $1,000 check from Custom Ink has to be coming soon. Right?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so thank you, Miss Lissy. So I worked with Miss Lissy prior to these students that Mr. E was just telling about us coming back, and the PTA provided just a little tiny gift bag with like a pen and a pencil and a couple pieces of candy, just a little something. And then I, of course, you know, like a little thing from the PTA with our website information and that kind of stuff. So we were excited to be included in that welcome back thing. And it's really the least that we can do at this stage of the game to have a presence and participate in the community. So are there other questions, suggestions, things you guys are looking for from the PTA? You can either just turn on your mic and share or pop into the chat. I think that my notes are all checked off. Yes, Larry, join us.
I'm gonna unmute. Hello, everybody. How are you all? I'm here. My wife is here in the background. Not in the background, but it's behind me, or to the right of me, in front of me. She's in front of me. So I'm here in multiple capacities. I have an 8th grader there at Liberty right now, Nix. I had my oldest went there as well, and then I've got 2 that are still coming up through. So I'm here as a parent, but I'm also here representing the Fairfax County Council for PTA. I'm the VP of programs there. I was formerly the president at Union Mill prior to that. In that official capacity, first off, great job. Really great seeing as many people participating and engaged. I know it's very, very difficult, especially in this time when physical outreach is very difficult to do, to connect. And I think you guys are doing a fantastic job with that. I want you to know that at the district level, at the state level, at the county level, we support you. And anything you all need in that regard, please let us know. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, email us. I'll put my email address in the chat box as well. Even if it's not my purview per se, there's somebody that's, every position that you have at the school level exists at the county and state level as well. So there's always somebody that can help with things, especially now, because we're tackling things now that nobody else has before. If I would give any couple of advice, I would say become somewhat familiar with the boards of the local schools. So find out who's on the board at Centerville, who's on the board at Liberty, at Centerville, at Union Mill, at other middle schools, at Stone. Things are around us because, again, we're all dealing with the same problems. If we faced it here, they probably faced it there. I would suggest even be members of their Facebook page so that you can see what they're doing and vice versa. It's a good way to get some ideas, and sometimes you might be able to pull resources because, again, Centerville Elementary and Union Mill Elementary are technically different schools, but we share the same boundaries. So same kind of idea in that regard. Last but not least, on November 14th, similar to what Principal Ebrick said, is that there is a Nova District PTA anti-racism seminar being hosted by Nova District PTA. That information is available on the website, so you can register for that. It's open to pretty much everyone. There'll be presenters there as well, and there's constantly programs there that are ones or enrichment, and some of them more geared towards actual board bodies like yourself on some best practices. So feel free to reach out, and if there's anything I can do, short of being assistant treasurer, because I will never tackle that job. But besides that, please feel free to let me know. And if I don't answer, it means my wife says she wants to do it. So see, now she wants to look her head up all of a sudden, right? So anything I can do for you all? Any questions, concerns as far as from the county level at all? I think the silence as a no. And thank you for letting me have a chance.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I apologize for not introducing you earlier.
Nah, it's okay. No need to stand on ceremony. I'm just a dude.
Had lots of pieces put together today, so my apologies.
Hey, that's my line, Larry. Just a dude.
There we go. We're just a couple dudes on a PTA meeting, no less. So I don't know how that happens, but here we are.
I love it. I love it. I see that there's a question in the comments saying, great question from a parent asking about putting a donate button on our PTA page. So we can definitely put it on our website, and that's a great idea. Right now, I think on our Facebook page, it says shop now, and it goes to our membership. I think you can only have one like financial link like that on your Facebook page, but ultimately our membership drive would, usually kind of has an ending. So we could switch that button to a donate to. So that is good, something great to look into as well. Larry just posted his email address in our chat in case anybody would like to reach out. Thank you everybody for approving the budget. Are there any other questions, comments?
Kelly, did we want to go ahead and do a poll about our next meeting?
Oh, so yes, thank you for the reminder. So we're setting our next meeting for, what was the date, Michelle?
Tuesday, December 1st.
Or the 8th.
I saw 8.
Oh, the 8th. Yes, we switched it. Yep.
Yeah, we made a last minute decision right before we let everybody join us. Okay, Tuesday, December 8th. We're trying to figure out if evenings are still the best time. I know for teachers, probably Mondays would be the only good daytime. I think for parents, that's a little tricky because I am anyway, because I have elementary school students, a little bit more hands-on on Mondays. Is later in the evening better, like 7 or 8 as opposed to 6? If anybody has an opinion that they would like to share, please just chime in. Okay. You just like meetings all the time, anytime, you'll just show up, so good. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Jennifer says she loves 7. I was thinking a little later might be better for some. I see some heads nodding. 7. Okay. So let's 7:30. Thanks guys for your feedback. Okay. Mark your calendars for Tuesday, December 8th. And I'm going to go with 7 p.m. If there are any adjustments. I'm assuming too that most people found out about this through email from us. I think I only saw one person had registered on our Facebook page, but that we did do 2 different ways to find out about it. So as members, we got an email, and then we also posted to our somewhat viewed Facebook page a registration link that once you complete it, it automatically sends you the Zoom call information. So if you can't find your Zoom link, you can always get it there and it stays active, like, as long as the meeting's going. Okay, Facebook. All right. Anything else I'm missing? Team?
Do we want to get any input on ideas? Like, I know Kelly, when we spoke, was wondering, is there anything, since we can't do Halloween kind of Candygram, is there anything we can do with the kids being virtual? Like, how can we try to support our kids? Any thoughts?
So we're also, yes. So if you have a suggestion now, we'll take it. We're also going to follow up this meeting with an email of the minutes, but also like a Google form that we've put together with some options, things we've thought of kind of to get a yes, no, interested, not interested thing. But any other things, anything you have to suggest now?
I have a first grader, and we're in the Robinson boundary. And one of the things I see her PTA doing and Robinson doing is like to encourage the Facebook participation is doing like contest type things on their Facebook page. So almost like the spirit type weeks or Halloween creative costume contest where they would parents would like post pictures to the Facebook PTA Facebook page to kind of encourage that like Liberty has a PTA, it's strong, we're here, participate with us, and then those memberships hopefully would follow.
I like that.
Okay.
I have heard of some doing like a pumpkin painting contest and posting things on Facebook and stuff like that. So it kind of follows into that theme. That's a good one. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. It means a lot just to know that our community is this strong and that you guys would take the time to join us. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna call this meeting to an end. Thank you.
Are we hanging out?